Hello besties, thank you for tuning in on today's video. I am sharing with you how to cook rice and beans on a low budget plan. Yes, if this kind of video calls your attention, keep watching. Let me take you through the steps. And in order to prepare this meal, guys, I have prepared all the ingredients that I'll be using. And the rice, I have parboiled the rice and the beans is cooked. So I have diced the onions, the fresh tomatoes, crayfish. I'm using a lot of crayfish here. So firstly, I'll be heating up some oil in a clean pan. So once the oil is heated up a bit, I'm going to be infusing some herbs into the oil. The herbs I'm using is rosemary, thyme, and curry. I'm adding this into the oil just to get some aromatic flavor. Then I will proceed to adding my diced onion. So once the onion is added, I'm going to fry until the onion is translucent. This is going to release some aromatic flavors and taste into this dish. So once the onion and herbs are infused nicely into the oil, I went ahead to add the blended tomato mix. This tomato comprises of onions, tomatoes, and pepper. These are the three things I blended up together to make this tomato mix. So I went on to fry this until all the tangy taste in the fresh tomato is gone. I'm not using any tin tomatoes for this, just the fresh tomatoes. So after frying the fresh tomatoes for a while, I went on to add the dry ingredients and spice into the tomatoes to enhance the taste of these tomatoes. You guys remember, we are not using any meat stock for this dish, but if you have any available meat stock at home, you can add this to this dish. It is still going to turn out great. So I went on to add every other dry ingredient into the tomato stew. Then I turned, making sure the tomato doesn't get burnt. You know, as you are adding the spices, the tomato gets to burn at this point. So make sure you prevent that by keep stirring until all the sour taste is gone out of the tomato stew. So after frying for about 10 to 15 minutes, I went on to add a cup of water into this stew. But remember, as I told you guys earlier, if you have your meat stock, this is the time to add the meat stock into the stew. But I don't have any meat stock, so I am using plain water for this. So once the water is added, I always check for salt and spice at this point. So once I'm okay with the taste, I will cover the pot and let it cook for 5 minutes. So after cooking the stew for a while, I turned off the heat and set it aside. So moving over to another pot, I poured in the parboiled rice and the boiled beans into a clean pot. Then I went ahead to pour in the stew into the rice and beans. At this point, the food is almost getting ready. So with the help of a wooden spatula, I turned the rice and beans slightly. Then add some water to the rice, give it a little stir, then cover the pot and let the food to cook. So 5 to 10 minutes into cooking this meal, the food is really sizzling. Then I went on to add my diced onion. Yes, the secret to making this dish is to add enough onion and a crayfish to this meal, which I did. So after this, I'm going to cover the pot. I am not going to turn this to prevent the food from getting burnt. Normally the crayfish is going to go down because the rice is still boiling. Then few minutes later, the rice is getting dry, so I slightly use the spatula to check. Then I turn the rice properly to get all the ingredients laying on top of the surface to get well combined into the rice and beans. Yes, you don't want to be eating the rice and you get to find out that some part is more tasteful than the other. So that's why you need to take your time to turn those rice really nicely so everything will get really combined. So guys, if you are watching up to this moment and you feel this video is helpful and you like what you are saying, please hit the like button and subscribe if you are not yet a subscriber, and do not forget to leave a comment down below so I will know what to think about the recipe. Will you be trying this? Do you find this really helpful, or have you ever tried this recipe at home? Let me know at the comment section. So the rice is super ready at this point. Feel free to serve this with chilled juice or chilled water. So guys, I'll be seeing you guys on my next one, but do well to subscribe, like, share this video to your friends and loved ones, and I'll be seeing you guys real soon on my next video. So then, bye bye.